What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Goose Games. It is your friend the Goose, and the Goose is loose, baby. And I am here today to bring you my 2021 Royal Rumble review. We're on the road to Wrestlemania officially now. It always starts with the Royal Rumble, so I'm coming in with my review. The Royal Rumble was a good event. I was really happy with it, and I was kind of lackadaisical about recording. Then I realized if Goldberg won the Rumble and it was terrible, I would have made a video very quickly to complain. So let me give credit where it is due. If you are new here, please go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We are on our path to 100 subscribers. Every subscription counts, and I appreciate you. If you could also do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. Give me a comment. All those things help the algorithm. They help me, and they help my content get out to more people, which is the name of the game as I'm building the channel. But with that aside, I have my notes that I took during the Rumble event, so I'm going to be basing what I do. I'm going to kind of go off of those, but I'll go off the top, off of what I remember as well. So for the pre-show, I was assuming that, it looks like my volume might be a little loud. I was assuming that, if there was any match of note on the pre-show, it would be, maybe Bobby and Riddle, or Sammy and Apollo, or I don't know. I didn't think it would be something with a title on the line. So I was still playing COD with my friends, and then the women's tag team title match started, so I kind of missed that one, or at least the first 75%, because I was playing Warzone. So I'll take the L there. But I had predicted beforehand Shayna and Nia would regain the titles, because what the hell are Charlotte and Asuka doing? They never made sense. It was just a cheap way to bring Charlotte back, but they had no plan, and it showed quickly. And now they can focus Charlotte on the Lacey feud that they clearly care more about, which might rope into the Raw women's title feud ultimately, depending on what they do with Asuka at Mania. Yeah, so Nia and Shayna, another team that really shouldn't exist, have the titles again. And WWE don't know how to book the women's tag division. I'm hoping that the winner of the female Dusty Classic gets a run with the belts and maybe makes something out of them, because right now it's just ugly. The way they book them just sucks, because they deserve more. So now the main card started off with Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg, and I was very nervous. I was nervous because I thought this meant if Goldberg loses this match, he's coming back at the end of the night and winning the Rumble to go face Roman, because they're rehashing the pirate theme from last year. I kind of assumed we might get a lot of the similar card. They didn't get to do spear versus spear last year, so I assumed they would do it this year, but I think we might be getting that in another form, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. So this match was cool. It was quick. Goldberg put over Drew. There was the stuff at the beginning where Drew attacked Goldberg right off the bat to show him he wasn't afraid, and he got speared through the barricade for his efforts. And he was struggling to get to his feet, get into the ring. Drew sold really well. Drew's great at really selling the stakes of the situations he finds himself in. He was good in Hell in the Cell as well, in the same kind of thought. But yeah, then the match started. When's the last time Goldberg opened a pay-per-view? I wrote down that decades. Let me see if I had anything big. No, I mean, I was happy. Drew retained, thank God. Goldberg taking the titles off of Kevin Owens and The Fiend before Mania had me nervous, so I'm happy that it turned out the way it did. I gave the match an A. Well, it's not a 5-star match, but for what it was and the way they booked it, perfect. Then we had Sasha versus Carmella. My notes, it was kind of like a SmackDown main event. It was fine. There were some sloppy transitions. There was one point where Sasha did like she was trying to transition into a backslide pinning attempt over her head, and like Mella forgot to hook the arm, and you could tell Sasha had to yell arm and like hook it. And I don't know, it was just a little sloppy at times. The Reggie stuff was weird. Sasha jumped out of the ring. Reggie caught her, got slapped in the face for catching her, and then ejected. The man really didn't do anything wrong. So that was strange, but Carmella's really improved. She's a great heel character. She really performed well here. She was like in Sasha's face yelling, "I'm hotter, I'm badder." It's good character work. Carmella's very good. Um I think this is probably the end of the feud, but because I think Sasha's next challenger emerged later in the night. But I'd give that match a B, B minus. I don't know, nothing special. Sasha's a star though. She retains. The right booking decision was made, and you keep moving. Then we had a little backstage segment with the New Day and Sammy. That was fun. Got my hopes up that Kofi might be cleared, but he wasn't. Then Bad Bunny performed. I didn't mind that. It was cool. I dug it. Booker T looked badass. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I liked Bad Bunny's little segment with Miz and Morrison. Then the first Rumble match of the night was the Women's Rumble. And my pick entered number 1, Bayley. And my biggest gripe with the match was the biggest story going into this match was Bayley and Bianca. They've been feuding on SmackDown. It's been a centerpiece feud on SmackDown. Then Kevin Dunn on the fucking whatever you want to call it in the editing room or controlling the camera cuts completely misses Bianca tossing Bayley out. That should have been monumentous. That should have been the biggest elimination outside of Charlotte Flair and the eventual loser Rhea. And Kevin Dunn missed it. Jackass. I think to see Shayna eliminate Tori, what are you doing? Come on, dude. I was upset because I thought if Bayley went from 1-1, would have been well deserved. But the first half kind of pushed along. Billy was the star of the first half. Naomi's return was cool. Naomi and Bianca is definitely a dream match. They did that cartwheel bit that was awesome. Their athleticism. Bianca and Naomi may be the two most athletic women or wrestlers in the WWE. They're very talented. Jillian returned. I didn't watch wrestling during the Jillian era, so I don't know if this did anything for anybody else, but it was fine. I loved Billy Kay, like I said. The Billy Jilly combo was funny. Billy Kay was really the only person that really stood out for me through the first 14 entrants. She was a star. She was hilarious. Everything she did worked. And I think I wrote down at one point, like, nobody's having a star-making performance yet. And then number 14 hit, and it was Rhea. And then 15 hit, and it was Charlotte. And it started to pick up. Let's see. The one-arm power bomb from Rhea to Dana on the apron really looked metal. Looked pretty damn tough. The Lacey bit was funny where Charlotte was like, "Clear the ring, bitches. She's mine." That was funny. I liked that. I think they brawled around the outside for a little bit by ducking under the ring. Let me see. Yeah, then I said we reached the point. It was after Nikki Cross entered at 20. Would have been when Bianca eliminated Bayley and they missed it. Alicia Fox in the 24/7 title bit was fun. It was whatever. I was a little bit like, get the men out of there, but it's R-Truth. It's funny. It's lighthearted. Let me see. Then the next big one was Tamina. Tamina had like a big square off, but anybody with some size to them, they give a lot of hype in the Rumble matches. So then Alexa came out, did her thing. She was about to transform, and then Rhea just dumped her. And I kind of hope. I mean, Rhea's known as the Nightmare. Rhea Alexa feud could be fun. That could be a money feud right off the bat for Rhea. Um, Ember Moon, Nia, Natalia's 30. The final five were Rhea, Bianca, Charlotte, Natalia, and Lana. Then Lana went out. Then Natalia went out. And the final three was Rhea, Bianca, and Charlotte. And WWE got it right. That's the bottom line. They got this right. Bianca and Rhea kind of teaming up to get Charlotte vulnerable on the outside and then to use their momentum to get her out. I loved it. I was popping off. I was marking out as it happened because I was so happy that they were getting it right. It was Rhea and it was Bianca. It felt like Batista Cena. Like, these are the next stars of the next wave. I genuinely believe after tonight, these two will be intertwined together through their careers in an Austin Rock kind of way. And I think they have that potential. I really do. They are both so marketable. They are both genuine main event stars, Rhea and Bianca. Two stars were born tonight. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. Tonight, though, belonged to Bianca, as she eliminated Rhea last after an awesome ending sequence. And I got emotional when she thanked her parents and she said, "I did it." I was so happy for her because she deserves it. Really, she does. And so often, WWE takes these really obvious superstars and botches it. So to see them get it so right, kudos WWE. It was beautiful. Genuinely. Whew. Then the Universal Championship match. Whew. First, Peter Rosenberg won the 24/7 title, which I don't care. People were freaking out online. Who cares? It's a 24/7 title. It's a prop. It's trash. But JBL deadpan just goes, "This could be the worst moment in wrestling history." And I just cracked up. JBL's funny. When he's not being a massive douchebag and bully, of course. And now the Universal title match, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, which is funny because 4 years ago this match happened at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship, but the roles were reversed. Kevin Owens was the heel champion, Roman Reigns was the babyface. I don't got to look at my notes for this one. It was a hell of a match. Roman's a stud. He knows how to sell a championship feel. He just oozes charisma. He oozes big fight feel at all times. It feels like Don Corleone in terms of presence. They brawled around from the early on. You could tell they both knew how much it was gonna take, and it was really fun. They went like up the Thunderdome and ended up throwing Kevin Owens off like an 8 to 10 foot platform. They brawled all around behind the arena. Kevin Owens got hit by a golf cart, which was awesome. I marked out the swanton or senton off the forklift. That was awesome. There was a botch at the end, and really Kevin Owens, if the ref was a real referee, he would have counted Roman down and Kevin Owens would be champion, but this is all rigged. So the ref just kind of stopped counting. Pretty easy solution. Just don't send the ref out. Wait to send the ref out until Roman Reigns is free of the handcuffs. Easy solution, but in the heat of the moment, I know. But yeah, it was an excellent match. Really enjoyed it. I just kind of wonder what's left for Kevin Owens now. I kind of want him to go heel. He's had a good run as a babyface. Maybe he can keep it going. I mean, the stunner is a big baby face move. It's a huge asset for him. I don't know, though. I really don't know where he goes for here, and I don't know what his spot on Mania is. And that sucks. And now the men's Royal Rumble. So I missed a big chunk of it. I missed, like, when did it cut out? I missed all of Damian Priest. I missed the Bad Bunny stuff, I think. What did I see? I came back for Dom, so I'll start at the beginning. Edge and Randy brawled. Sammy coming in, Ali coming in. I loved Randy, like, pumping up Ali to mess up Edge. It felt really cool. I don't know. Heel Randy hyping up the other heels and just looking crazy was cool. Jeff Hardy, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke, Carlito, big surprise. Love to see Carlito. New Day, John Morrison. Then it cut out for me, which sucked. It was like I hit refresh at a bad time, and the Yokozuna doc had like been scheduled to drop at 10 p.m. and I must have reset my network at 10 p.m. because it tried to get me to watch that for 10 minutes. So that sucked. But came back for the home stretch at 21 with Dom. Then Bobby Lashley came in and he looked like a monster. Any year Bobby could win the Rumble and it would be well deserved, honestly. Hurricane, then Christian returns. Gotta feel so happy for Christian in the same way you did for Edge last year. Christian was another one who was told he'd never wrestle again because of the injuries he's had. And to see him back, it's awesome. As long as everybody's genuinely healthy, great. I'm happy for everybody. Keep him coming back. Paige next. Keep it coming. Then AJ, and you had Almost on the outside just pulling out Big E, pulling out Ray. He looked like he was a real factor, and he looked awesome doing all of it. I was really upset with how little play Cesaro got. He was dumped so quick. Seth returned. He ended up in the Final Four. I wonder what his deal is. Who's IC champ? The IC title is kind of crowded. I feel like he's probably a main eventer, but where does he fit in with the bloodline? I don't know. We'll have to find out moving forward. But yeah, the Final Four were Edge, Christian, Braun, and Seth. Well, and Randy. We didn't know it was him, but Randy was technically still in there. And Seth tries to get Braun to team with him, and because Braun is big and dumb, he doesn't, and he slams him. And I think Christian goes out first. Then it's Edge, Seth, and Braun. And you know how it ends. Edge wins. It's a full circle moment from his return last year. 10 years ago to the date, he won his first Rumble. And now WrestleMania this year will be 10 years since he won at WrestleMania, at his last WrestleMania, with the World Heavyweight title. I think he's walking out of Mania with the championship. Just a matter of which one. I have no problem with this, frankly. It appears Keith Lee must have been restricted due to Mia Yim, his partner, testing positive for COVID. Incredibly unfortunate. I think he could have been a real contender if he was there. Probably doesn't win, but could have at least had a showing, a good night. The Uso brother, Jay Uso, he wasn't in there. Don't know why. He was advertised. Going forward, I think it's obvious. Bianca Sasha is your Mania match. If you want to throw in Bayley and make it a triple threat, I got no problem with that. Those three women could steal the show on any night, so I love that. Edge is a little more complicated. Drew has kind of been facing a lot of the old guard. Randy's older. Goldberg being older. He had the stuff going on Legends Night, so maybe Edge again. But I think the best case scenario is Edge and Roman. I know Roman and Daniel could also work, but I think Edge as an actor, he's a real actor, so we know he's great. And I think Roman is doing some phenomenal character work right now. So I'd love to see those two cut promos together and just act the shit out of it, essentially. So that's what I would do with the winners, but I would be the first one to say if WWE really messed up, and they didn't. WWE had a great night at the Royal Rumble. All their matches hit. Good winners. Got some new people over. 2 new stars were born at least. And the road to WrestleMania started off on a really good note. I'm excited for Mania. My next wrestling video will either be an Elimination Chamber predictions, or I might do an Elimination Chamber themed video. Just talk about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view history. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see from me. But overall, I give the Royal Rumble out of 5 stars. It was a 4.5 night. Only reason I wouldn't say 5 is because there wasn't... I don't know. Maybe it is a 5. Bianca, I think tonight will be the night we look back on in a decade when Bianca is, I don't know, the next Dwayne Johnson breaking out into Hollywood. This will be the night. So maybe it was a 5-star night. It felt really good. And hopefully WWE can keep the good momentum going forward. If you're still here, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please drop a like. Give me a comment. Let me know what your favorite match was. Who would you have had win the Rumbles? Let me know. Thank you, guys. Goose out.